went back to my doctor, and I was like, this was a different doctor, and I told him, I feel like pain in my lower back, my hips, my knees for many years. Like, this is weird. I don't know what's happening. I'm assuming it's because I have scoliosis, but I'm not sure. So yeah, he was pretty much like, it's mild scoliosis, you're fine. And he like kind of disregarded the pain and just left it at that. And then at the end he was like, if it hurts that bad, then here's a number to a specialist. So
okay, maybe an orthopedist.
Yeah.
Now we go to the orthopedic surgeon,
Mm-hmm.
and what does the orthopod say?
He says you need to go to physical therapy. So I went to physical therapy recently from July, second week of July till first week of August.
Okay, 2-3 weeks. Exercise. What kind of stuff?
Mainly hip stuff, and he said that my knees were weak, so we worked on that as well.
How? Exercise?
Exercises, yeah.
Okay. All right. So what motivated you now to come here?
Because it gets pretty frustrating, like not having an answer or not knowing. I mean, I guess I know why, because of my scoliosis, or I assume so, but the pain is still there and it gets frustrating to deal with.
So we know, let's not use that word just yet, but we know there's some curve in your spine, right? And there's some things that are off balance.
Yes.
And this thing that's off balance is creating a lot of discomfort and pain. How is it affecting life? You still go to school, you're still doing your thing, right?
It's just bothersome, like it's always there.
She get moody?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Okay. Anything else you want to share before we get started?
Oh, my jaw.
Okay.
My jaw does the thing. The weird thing.
Does the thing.
Yeah.
What's the thing? Slowly. Look, close. Slowly open. Got it. Close.
Okay.
Okay. Slow. Stop. So this one comes out first, this one compensates. This looks bigger, so her cheek looks bigger here than here. Open. Open, 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 open. Okay, slowly close. Good.
Open again.
One more time. Slowly close. Got it. Okay. We'll take a look at that. Anything else?
Just the pain in my knees and my hips are different. Like it kind of feels like it unhinges in a way.
Your hips or your knee?
My hip, and then.
So it doesn't feel like it's sitting in the socket. It feels like it's coming out of the socket.
Yeah, it's weird. And then,
right side more than left side.
Yeah.
Okay. And all of this started on the right side.
I think it did. Yes.
And you didn't have any slip or fall. You remember?
When I was.
You had a bad fall.
Yeah, I think.
Yes. Not yet. I think you had a bad fall.
My age. I think I was like 8
Okay.
or something.
All right.
I tripped on a soccer ball and I
Okay.
fell on my knees on concrete. I don't know if that has anything to do.
Possibly.
I couldn't stand up. Like I could not stand up at all. My knees were really, really weak, so they had to carry me up to the
You
knees.
fell on the knees
On
straight.
both.
Did you go to one side or the other? Do you remember?
Not that I recall. No.
Okay. Is there another injury besides that?
I don't think so.
Was there a tailbone fall? You fell on your butt.
Not that I can remember.
Okay. Maybe we're gonna discover some stuff today. Okay? Okay. Anything else? So we have curvature, back pain, hips, knees. How are the ankles?
I think they're fine.
No pain
No.
as such. Okay. And jaw.
Jaw. Sometimes this is like it feels tense.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about all that. But in terms of there was no trauma there.
No.
Okay. All right. Why don't we then do this? I'm going to watch you walk. I'm going to look at your gait.
Okay.
Now, before we start, I want you to march in place. Just march in place. Let's look. So I don't actually even see her dimples there. We need to see the dimples. We don't see the dimples. Stop. Now, if we look from the top, it's angled like this and dropped a little bit this way. Now, when she's walking, this is what we're looking at. We're going to look and see the SI joints, the hips, they should move like this. Even if we don't see the dimple, it should move like this. If we see this, we know something is off in the pelvis, number one. And then we want to watch what's happening with the rest of it. Right now, what do we see? We see pronation, both feet. So when we look here, we can see she bilaterally pronates on the side. Pinky toe rolls out on that side, rolls out on this side as well. That's mechanics. Now when we go here to the shoulders, shoulders are decent here. Not decent, these are fine. But when we look here, she rides up a little bit higher and back here on this left side, okay? Now, go ahead and just regular walking, how you would walk. And is that how she walks? You just walk back and forth several times, okay? Don't think too much about it.
Okay.
So you're in school right now, what are you studying?
Biology.
Biology, for what?
Hopefully neurobiology. I want to be a PA.
Cool, all right. You see how she walks? Okay, you just walk. You're tilting to the side when you walk. Is that how you walk?
This is how I walk, yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to kind of exaggerate, but you're walking like this.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, keep walking. Keep going. You don't swing your arms either?
Maybe this one a little bit more.
Okay, can I watch you swing them? Go ahead and swing them intentionally. Let's see if it changes her walk. No, you're off balance quite a bit. Okay, keep walking. Okay, stop there, march in place. Knees up a little higher. There you go. Now, as she's marching, you can see that right foot turns out a little bit. It externally rotates. And then she pronates and compensates on this right foot. Keep marching. Knees up a little higher. So this foot externally rotates a little more. She's out on that outside. And then she pronates in to compensate, otherwise she would tilt over. Okay, now let's test this out. Do you see what I'm talking about? Keep marching in place. I'm right here, close your eyes. Let's see what happens. She's moving forward now. Do you see that? Stop. I actually just posted a video yesterday. New kid, and the same thing. I want you to watch it, please, in terms of the march. Okay, come back over here, please. March in place. When this happens, so we're marching in place, right? We close our eyes. We're not supposed to be moving forward. When that happens, we know there's a foundation issue. Okay. Okay, so we're clear there's a foundation. Well, I'm clear there's a foundation issue. We're going to figure out what it is. Okay, keep marching. Knees up high. Look straight ahead. Close your eyes. Now, because I said it, she's catching herself.
Yeah. No, I haven't imagined that.
Okay. Come over here. Let's go over your x-ray. All right. Are you ready? Let's go over this. So this is a picture in time. It tells us how you've evolved from birth. Now the question is, you have some curvature in the spine. Okay, that's fine. But the question is, what is it? And is it a structural issue or is it a functional issue? A structural issue is not correctable, it's managed. A functional issue means this, and I'm going to explain this. A structural issue means I have a bone that I was born with that's not developing normally, and that's what's causing my spine to look like this. That's nothing we're going to fix. But when somebody has that, we manage it. Why do I say that? Let's say you have a car that's out of alignment. Let's say it's an older car. Let's say it's a 1950s classic car, and there's one part you just can't get for that. And it's always going to veer slightly to one side, okay? It's going to wear out differently, right? The tires, the tie rods, everything wears out a little different when it's not balanced. So that car, because you can't get that one part, means you're going to get tuned up a little bit more, and you're going to change the tires a little bit more. Does that make sense? I'm trying to keep it simple. Okay. So that's structural. If it's functional due to an alignment, meaning I had a slip or fall, and from that slip or fall, things started to develop different, that we can work with.
Okay.
Okay. Now, here's the good news. If that is the case and it's in your tailbone and your sacrum, you're still young enough where things can remodel. The sacrum starts off as 5 segments, right? 5 tubercles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They fuse around 32 to 34, some say 35, some books. So if there's anything we need to correct in here, that's the good news, that we can remodel it with you, okay? That's one thing. Now, you've watched some of my information and videos. You know when I'm going over this, it's the same information. It's just now specific to your case. So we have 24 movable bones in the spine, 23 discs in between. So I want you to think of this as, this is a 24-story building, and this is the foundation of your building, okay? Which is the sacrum and the pelvis. In order to have a stable building, we need to have a level base and foundation. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, with this curvature, things have now adapted in this position. What does that mean? So it may look like these muscles are tight here, pulling it, okay? That's what a muscle person would say. But we know from the research, muscles can only generate 2/3 of the tensile force to pull. This is good neurobio for you too. 2/3 of the tensile force to pull a bone out of alignment, and it can only generate 2/3 of the compressive force to break it, meaning it can't do it. Muscles receive instruction, they don't give. What does that mean? It means they're there, they receive information from the nervous system, right? So the way we look, or I look at it, and we look at it, is this. It's not that these are tight, okay? It's that there's nerve pressure somewhere here that's making this weak, causing it to go over. Okay. And now these muscles have shortened. They're not tight, they've shortened. Different. But if I feel there, it's going to feel tight on your left, it's going to feel loose on the right. Okay. Does that make sense? So we're hunting the nerve, if there is one that's causing this. I believe there is something there. Okay? Right. And let's go deeper now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so you have the 5 bones here. Let's look a little closer first at the sacrum and the pelvis before we look at everything. And let's see what these numbers mean. Okay, so here's the analysis of your foundation. 215 on the left, 207 on the right. 52 millimeters sacral on the left, 58 on the right. The bigger number means this. So the bigger number here versus here is when we're looking at the pelvis, it sits slightly on an angle. When it misaligns back or posterior, it projects a larger vertical distance. When it misaligns forward, it projects a shorter vertical distance. So the number tells us the way it's misaligned. Okay? Then we have just a tiny bit of rotation, and we have a short leg on the right. Now we got to put this all together. 215, 207, 2.9, let's just say that's 3. And this number is bigger than that. So the sacrum number that's bigger is this. This is the sacrum. The side that rotates back is going to project larger. So what this is telling us, we have a PR sacrum, or a rotated sacrum on the right, 6 millimeters. We have we'll find it on you, but according to this, the left one goes down, the right one goes up. Okay? Now, here's where we're going to get an answer. This is kind of cool. Left one goes down, right one goes up, left one goes out. So the pelvis favors to the right and drops down to the right, and that's what we see on her. But here's the interesting part. If I find that it's the pelvis, if it's the right pelvis, well, it's stuck up. If I push it down, what's it going to do to that? It's going to increase that gap. This is your leg length, or the femur head height. Now let me explain this. So we talked about this is the foundation, this is the base, this line. Let's say we're building a house. You get a piece of land. We want to make sure we have a level base, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not talking about a mountain or a cliff, just a regular piece of land, level land. This represents that base.
Okay.
So the first thing is we need a level base. If we don't have a level base, like in a mountain or a cliff, what do? We change the foundation. But we don't want to do that in the human body. We want a level base.
Okay.
Okay. Now, what Gonstead found, Dr. Gonstead, in this work is anything under 7 millimeters, adjustments will hold. Anything under 7. If it's a pelvis, if it's the right pelvis and I adjust it, it's going to make that more. If it's the left pelvis, which is already down, and I bring it up, it's going to bring this down. So what does that tell us, Miss Neurobio?
That what you do will hold?
No. Hear me out. If I find your right pelvis is the issue and I adjust this right pelvis, it's up according to the number, and I bring it down, it's going to make that worse.
Yeah, but this side, on the side.
If it's on this side is down, and I bring it up, it's going to make this side go down. It's going to make that worse. So the answer is not in your pelvis. That's the point of that. The answer is in your tailbone somewhere.
Okay.
Okay? And now let's go deeper. I'm going to go into this picture without the numbers now so we can see better. Aha. Okay, so we know there's some digestion stuff going on.
Interesting.
Okay, this is all undigested food, by the way. This right side, this is the transverse colon. This is the ascending colon, transverse colon, descending colon. We're getting gas, and we're getting so digestion could be better than it is. I'm not saying I'm working on any of your digestion. You'll let me know what changes in a visit or two. Okay?
I forgot one thing. I get pain right here.
Where?
Right around this area. Like really bad.
Okay, I want you to see what that is. You see these ribs? These are your floating ribs. Because of the twisting, you see how that looks like it's closer to the rib cage? So these muscles are activating differently.
Okay.
And then this side is gas pushing over this way. Okay? Again, this is up, but this is good to note. And how often do you get this?
I would say maybe every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks. Okay. Related to something? Is there a pattern?
Usually when I sleep.
You sleep on your right or left side?
Both.
What's more comfortable?
Right, I think right, yeah.
Okay, we're going to talk about that too. All right, so let's look closer at this pelvis, what's going on here. Your hip sockets are good, but you can see, look, even when I look at the femur heads, they're off a little, right? We saw the numbers, but it doesn't look that bad. But what looks off is this. Let's look at the sacrum here. Your sacrum is bent. Your sacrum is bent. Your sacrum is bent. It's tilting. That's not from a misaligned pelvis.
Okay.
Now, let's figure out what it is. Let's go to the tailbone. Okay. Now, when we look at the tailbone, it should be a smooth curve. You got these 1, 2, right? These 2 nubs. I call them nubs, like little calluses. That you see that? Yes, no?
I don't know. This that kind of like curves out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Little nubs, like a knuckle. Yes?
I see it.
You see it? Baba, you see it?
It's supposed to look like this then.
It should be smooth.
Okay.
Okay? It should be smooth. So when I'm looking at this, we got one here, but this one is bigger. This was the fall. That's S1, S2, that's S3, maybe even S4. Okay, S3 is where S3 or 4 is where I think this is starting, I think. Now when we look here, look, this is S1, S2, S3. Now when we look here, this looks straight and then it bends. It bends to the right and that drop leg is on the right side. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now do you see what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That was your fall. S4 or S3. So what we need to figure out is I need to bring this like this back up. Let's look at your SI joints. So this one is binding. Do you see that? It's swollen here at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
It should be a smooth, symmetrical
Okay.
joint. That's swollen at the bottom and jammed at the top. I'm probably gonna have to work on that pelvis to fix that too. Because if I adjust this, it's gonna jam a little bit up in there. So this is an artistic case. Not an autistic case, but this is gonna be a good case. There's an art to this, so we have to figure out your combo, okay? Now, there's one more piece I need to figure out with you. I don't have that answer yet. So these are the holes here, look. See these holes here?
Mm-hmm.
These are the sacral foramens. These are where the nerves exit.
Okay.
Why you have an extra one there, I don't know.
Interesting. That is interesting.
That's not gas. Okay? That's not gas. There's two holes here, yes?
Mm-hmm.
But you got a third one here, possibly one here. Maybe that's gas. I'm not fixing that. That's just what it is. It's not going to affect anything. So, sacrum is off. That's where I would probably start.
Okay.
Probably. We know there's a lot of rotation going on here, okay? So now what's happening? 5 and 4. Let's go closer on 5 and 4. I'm spending time on this because when I examine and get through that, that's going to be the easy stuff. This is the stuff we need to understand. Okay, so we know the sacrum is bent. We know it's also rotated which side? It's rotated on the right side, so it's doing this. It's rotated and turned, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's one issue. Now when we go up to the top, it's different. Now, let's draw this line. You see how L5 is tilted on the foundation. Do you see it now?
Yeah.
So one issue is sacrum rotated right,
Mm-hmm.
but it's taking this with it, okay, to the right, but then L4 is still to the right, and then 3 comes back. I'm looking at these holes too. So sacrum goes right, L5 tilts left, 5 and 4 turn, okay? That's your instability here that we're going to address. So what I'm saying here is it's starting down in the sacrum. Once that's stabilized, we're probably going to need to get something done here.
Okay.
Okay? That's all. Now let's continue up top. So why I'm mentioning that is this. So it tilts to the right, yes?
Mm-hmm.
And what's the body going to want to do? This is important. This is where a lot of these curvature issues come from, and they're misdiagnosed or they're misinterpreted. Now, the body will always compensate. We are biped predators. We have our eyes in the front. This is a mechanism we are all born with, okay? It's called the righting reflex. The righting reflex states that the body will do everything and anything to maintain the head straight and eyes level. You've seen people walking like this, but they'll always keep that head straight and eyes level. And that is something we are born with as biped predators, okay? Now, follow my thought process. So it tilts up this way, it goes. Well, if it doesn't compensate, where's the head gonna be? Off to the right. So then it does what? It compensates to want to come back to neutral.
Okay.
Whatever your lifestyle was probably contributed to this because you weren't active, whether it was because of pain or whatever else was going on in your life. Okay? Let's continue. So it's doing what? Coming back to neutral.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then here, it comes back to neutral, comes back to there. And then again here, kinks to the side. That's a different issue. Something just came out. Why don't you share with us, please?
Okay, so when we were younger, we had this big fight, and I remember that our door was open.
When you say younger, what does that mean, younger? 7, 8, 6, 3?
Yeah.
Okay. And you're how old?
4 years older.
Okay.
So yeah.
So you're picking on your little sister.
Yeah, we had a fight.
Okay.
And the door was open, so I remember that I pushed her, pretty much flying from the room, and it hit the hallway wall, and then she like fell right on her
tailbone.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
I just know there was a tailbone injury.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Could that have been it? Maybe. It was old enough. Who knows? But this is good because when I'm asking you, this is why it's important. I'm asking, we're going through this history, right? And we get a lot of the answer in the history. And that's what even Dr. Gonstead was so good at asking the right questions, listening to the story. That's part of why we do this. Mm-hmm. That through the story, something is going to come up. So when I look here, let's look at your curves. We're designed to have 60-degree reciprocating curves. Curves are decent. Let's do a plumb line. Let's do a posture line. There. So a posture line is, maybe they did this for you in physical therapy, maybe they didn't. This is L5. We're running a plumb line, and this is like basically running a gravity line. The ear bisects the shoulder, the hip, the knee, the ankle. Yeah? Well, when we look at yours, you're carrying your whole upper body behind your foundation. Should be there. That should be there. So what does that tell us? You're carrying like this when you stand normally. Okay. So your muscles are all working on balance. That's why you're getting this stuff. Okay? Here's the good news now. Your discs are good. Okay? What we're seeing here is the curvature because of the tilt. The tilt of the bone, we're looking at it from the side, we're looking at the undersurface of the bone. That doesn't tell me your discs are degenerated or what, but you can see they're compensating all the way up to here, right? And now they're level. These are all turn. Those are all level. Let's look at the neck. Neck is good. We have 2, 3, C4 is slightly off. Do we have any breathing issues? Do we have any induced breathing issues, exertion?
I do get shortness of breath with like very simple tasks.
Like what?
Or like just walking up some stairs.
How many stairs?
Like 10.
So you walk up 10 stairs, you get shortness of breath?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is going to be another test for us. Okay? 3, 4, 5 keeps the diaphragm alive. I swear I just went over a case like this. Just look at the lab for C4. C4 is a potential sacrum and whatever else we find in between. Okay?
Okay.
Shall we get started?
Sure.
So as I run the fingers up the spine, curves this way. Okay, go ahead and touch your toes, please. Straight down, head down, please. Okay, so we have some curvature going on here. Yeah? Mm-hmm. No problem. Sit up straight. Let's run the meter on your back and let's see what's going on. So starting at the base of the neck. And the first thing we're getting is C4. 15, 17 points. What have you seen so far in LA?
I saw the sign.
First time in LA?
Yeah.
Yep.
What else?
Did you go to Griffith Park?
Yeah.
Cool. Venice Beach yet?
Yes. Santa Monica, that was my favorite.
Did you go to South Bay, Manhattan Beach?
No.
10 points around T6. There it is. That's 4. It's an old one. Okay. S4, S3, S4, T6, T7, C4, C3 or 4, okay? Next thing we want to do is let's go ahead and evaluate the pelvis. Scoot forward. Watch my thumbs. Feet together. Open and close the knees. Open, close. Both of them. Feet are touching.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Open wide, close. Open, close. Right side only. Okay, when she does the right, left's there. It's not moving too much. Left side only. But when she does the left, the whole right side wants to shift. Right there. Do you feel that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, scoot back for me, please.
Oh, touching the floor still?
Nope, you're fine now. That's L5. I know it's tender. That's S1. That's S2.
That's the one.
No.
No?
S3. Right there. More tender there. That's 4 or 3.
I think 4.
2 I know is tender. We're not there. I told you there was 2 separate things going on, right?
Okay.
3. This is 4. It's starting there.
I think it's there.
S4 slightly on the right with right pelvis. Head down, please. Now, as we're running our fingers down the spine, come here, I want you to see this. Okay. You can see the swelling starts right there. Look at the spine at my fingers. Do you see that? Right there. See how all that changes right there? Tender.
A little.
This one.
That one.
More at the bottom or more here?
That one, yeah.
Head down, please. Let's count. Head down, please. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. Número 5.
Mm-hmm.
5 es 4. Now let's check the neck. Seatbelt is on, nice and firm so we don't move. C4, easy, easy, easy. Good. Easy. Look up. That's a piece. That's not all of it. Chin down. Good. There it is. Look up. You're fighting me.
I am? Sorry.
There. Gotcha.
Wasn't as bad as I expected.
That's it. T5. Home run. Gotcha. That was it. Good?
Yeah.
Cool. This looks worse than it is, guys. It looks worse than it is.
It does.
Right?
That's the one.
That's the one. A little bit. That's it. Respire. Breathe. Out. Breathe. Out. Breathe. Come on, girl. You're getting sweaty on me right now.
I'm sorry.
Come on. You okay?
Yeah.
Let's do this. So I need to come through and torque. It's already wanting to go. That's a piece of it. Gotcha. What's different right now from what we just did?
It feels looser, I think is the word.
Yep.
I don't know about my neck.
Don't worry about that.
Okay.
I'm not there yet. Now, straighten the bottom out. I'm going to roll you towards me. I got you the whole way, okay? There it is. We need to torque it. quick. There you go. Walk. Look, you can start to see some dimples. Yo, sis.
Yes.
Look at her back. And what I want you to see, we're getting a little bit of this now. We weren't getting this. Look at the dimples. It feels weird, I know. You're not used to this. Keep walking. The best thing you're going to do today is lots and lots and lots of walking, okay? I still need to work on your feet. I'm not working on your knees on the first visit. Because a lot of what happened is gonna change the mechanics. Have a seat, let's re-scope you. Now remember, as I shifted things around, you gotta walk a lot. Why? The body has to readjust, right?
Okay.
C4 is clear, by the way. And a good test is you're gonna do some stairs later on today.
Mm-hmm.
And you're gonna see, hopefully, the difference in her breath. But I don't fix breathing, okay? Mid-back is clear. Clear. Let's test it now. Back towards me, 5.
It does not hurt.
S1. S2. S3.
No.
S4.
No.
Get her in the front.
Are my feet supposed to be touching the floor?
At this point, for this, it doesn't matter, but
Okay.
if you want to, yes, you can go forward if you'd like.
I don't mind.
Yep.
Okay.
Back towards me, that's 5.
That is cool.
S1. S2.
The one feels a little weird, but it does not hurt.
4.
Nope. That's crazy. That's insane.
Lots of walking today. Soreness is to be expected, it's fine. Scoot forward, let's check the pelvis. Feet together, open and close the knees, open, close.
This is like this.
Feet are touching, open and close. Right side only. That's a bueno. Left side only. That's fine now. So that SI joint was coming from here, say from rotating. Sit back for me. Your dad said that. Your dad
He
wanted
did.
that. Okay, go on your back. That's more tender?
Yeah, it is.
Right talus, right AS talus. Posterior fib. Talus. Posterior fib. Turn to your right side. That's your left side. Turn to your left side. Calcaneus. Heel, arch, navicular. Turn to your other side, please. Heel, calcaneus, navicular. Squeeze hard. Squeeze. Elbow. Wrist. Ulna. Posterior distal radius. Lunate. Stop pulling.
Sorry.
There. Squeeze. Elbow, ulna. Posterior ulna. Posterior distal ulna. Posterior lunate. Go like that 5 times fast. Squeeze hard. There you go. You do feel that. Wow, what?
I feel stronger.
It's more firm, solid grip now. That's where we're going to start. Okay?
Sounds good.
Welcome to the
Thank
office.
you so much.